Okay, hi folks. This is the video 2 for the feature recognition series that I'm preparing. So my objective is first to make a part like that. Don't worry about dimensions. And then save it as a step file. And then read the step file into Catia to see whether I can recover the features that I have put on my part. Okay? So let me go ahead and make the part. Let me start with the part file. Okay. On this vertical plane, I will sketch something that looks like what I showed you a minute ago. So I'm going to do this thing with a profile. Just give it a few seconds. There we are. So something like this, like so, and it goes up here, and there, and there, and there. Again, completely ignoring dimensions. Now I will also make a circle here, exit, pad it, okay. Then on that face I will make a hole. Yeah, that's good. But I will not go all the way through the depth. I'll make it maybe 0.8. That's not going to take it all the way through. And yep. So this is a blind hole, like so. Actually, let me make it a little bit fatter. Maybe 1. Okay, good. What else do I need? I need some pads here. So on that face, I will sketch. Maybe something like that. I'll clean it up in a minute. Okay, so let me move this thing down here. And then this control that, make it coincident. Coincident. This control that, also make it coincident. Okay, good. And exit, pad it. Let me make this thing 0.5. Okay, and then next to it I will draw another rectangle. Yeah, perhaps something like that. And let me also make that edge coincident with this edge. Alright, exit, pad this one, make it path 1, length 1. Actually, I'll make it 2. Okay, I also need a fillet right there. So an edge fillet over there. And I'll make the radius maybe 0.3, so it looks like there. Okay, actually let me make that edge fillet a little bit fatter. 4.6. Alright, good. So first of all, I'm going to save all of this. Remember, this hole goes all the way through. And I'm going to save this. Notice that it does look like that. Okay. And save everything. File. Save management. Save as. I think that is my one level up. Okay, so not here. On video 2. is this feature recognition. Folder 2, that's where it's going to go. This is saved as a part file right now. All right, now I'm going to save it as step file. Remember, I did not need to save this thing as a part file. I could have done it directly as a step file, file, save management, in the same folder. I'll call it video 2. Video 2, and I'll save it as a step file. Okay. Let me see. What's the extension here? Yeah, step file right there. Except that I really did not want to leave the name like that. I wanted to say video 2 step file. Right there. Video 2 step. Okay, that's the way I wanted to. And you save it as a step. Maybe I think what I should do is actually remove that STP automatically. It uses STP as extension. So, okay. Now I'm going to close this, and you can pretend that your colleague sent you this step file for review, which was done on a different program. So obviously, you can't. This is not a CAD file. You CAD part file. So you go there. You say File, Open. Where is that folder that I created? That folder was feature recognition. Right there. Video 2 step file right there. We're going to open this up. There we are. Okay, so what we like to do is to manually identify certain features. So the first thing I do is I go to my step file and make it current, so in work object. And then we are doing this thing manually. So I click on this manual feature recognition. Let's do the fillet first. There's only one fillet here, and it's right there. And we say, okay. Notice that the fillet has been identified, and it has been taken off the dump solid. Now, by the way, if you say right-click here on part body, working object, the fillet comes back. But in order to do feature recognition and extract features, this has to be cut. So let's do it again. Good. Now, obviously, I can go there and change the size, etc. Well, let's do the next one. Let's identify this hole. Now, remember, the way I did this, but actually it was drawn in the sketch. And when I pad it, it turned into a hole. But we can identify that either as a pocket or as a hole. For example, let me try to identify that thing as a pocket. When I put the cursor on it, it will not pick. It will not pick the surface, but I can identify the edges where this pocket can be made of. Right there, these two edges. I could have probably taken the other two also. And say, okay, there, gone. Notice that it took it as a pocket, although when I created it, I actually drew that circle in the sketch, and when I padded it turned into a hole. Now, I could have done this exactly same thing, this pocket with a hole, but this is why I'm going to do the next one with a hole. You can also do this thing as a pocket. There's no problem. But this time I'm going to do it as a hole. Hole. And the surface can be picked. Okay? Now, I could not pick the surface before when I did it as a pocket in the hole down below it, but here, because it doesn't go all the way, we can do that right there. Okay, it's this one. This is the first one that I did. There's the fillet. There is that hole all the way through, or pocket all the way through, and there's the hole that we did now. Okay. Click on the feature recognition again. Let's try to identify some paths. Well, for example, I can select this. All right. Let's do this one now. I select this, and if I say, get it for me, it's going to do it. There's no problem. But here I can say recognize up to a face. Let me see if I can select this face. In other words, the pad that starts here and goes there. If I had not done this, it would have gone all the way through, which is fine. I mean, that's fine. So we say okay. Ah, doesn't do it. Okay, let's try it again. This pad, obviously when I did this to that, it didn't work. So let's try to select that guy, and we say okay, and it's gone. Right there, there's a pad. Do it again on this fellow. Pad. This. Now, you know what? If I'm going to undo this thing, but if I say okay, obviously it's going to go all the way. So let me undo this and try it again. Pad from here. Let's see if we can do it up to that face. See what happens. Ah, it really doesn't matter in this case. However, it doesn't matter because actually it wouldn't make any difference. So this is the one that we did. Yeah, except that notice that this went all the way there, but it all the way down, but it didn't matter because basically it kind of stops right there. All right, let's try to do this pocket. We can look at this thing as a pocket, right? So let's try it. So feature recognition as a pocket. That pocket. Let's see how it acts. There's this guy. And finally, let's do this fellow. Now, I'm not sure if this is going to work, but we'll find out. So we have a pad. See, this is not going to work now because this whole thing is padded. So this is the most basic one that we can find. By the way, this last one that I did, I think it was this one, right? It was that one. So let me delete this because it doesn't matter. Let me see now. Why can I not delete it here? That's okay. So yeah. So I have a feeling that you have to be in the part body to be able to delete that, not in the dump solid. So defining work object. Now I think I can delete this. This is the last one that I did, which basically didn't do anything. Yeah, it sure doesn't look like it wants to do it, but that's okay. So anyway, I can go to any one of these and make appropriate changes. For example, if I go to this hole, I can change the radius to or diameter to 2 and say okay. All right, and even I can go there and make this thing all the way through, all the way up to last. You see there? These pads, for example, this pocket, this one that I did, which was right here, I believe. Let's make this thing go deeper. Or not deeper actually, just make it 1, so it doesn't go all the way to the end. There we are. The fillet, that was the first thing that we extracted. So we can make this thing maybe 0.1. You can see made the radius a lot smaller. The only thing I could not resolve is this last pad that I did. It won't let me delete it. There must be a way to get rid of this because it really doesn't do anything. Oh, you know what happened actually? The entire, no. This was the dump solid. Remember, this was the dump solid? When I extracted it, it changed it to, it got rid of that dump solid base, and everything is parameterized now. If I go to this path, Yeah, of course I can delete that because all these other things depend on that. No wonder I couldn't delete it. But I can make this thing, for example, let's make this thing 6 inches. There we are. Okay. Now, there are some issues here because when I created these pockets and these pads, these holes, it depended on some depth. So let me go back here, put it back where it was. So let me make this thing 2, see what happens. There we are. Okay. All right. So I mean, obviously you have to play with this thing, but there's a few more video segments that I'm going to make to show you the fundamentals of this process. Okay. So let me cancel that.